Hello everyone, my name is Slade, I'll be your host, and welcome to Star Wars Did You Know? In today's video, we're going to take a look at the MC30c Frigate, a Mon Calamari design which may have been one of the few dedicated warships the Mon Calamari built for the Rebel Alliance. While there is no definitive statement that the MC-30 is in fact a dedicated and purpose-built warship, unlike many larger designs such as the MC-80 Star Cruisers, it is never said that it is a converted transport ship, luxury liner, or exploration vessel, which is something a lot of the larger Star Cruisers do have in the description of them being converted civilian vessels that are turned into warships. So it is entirely possible the MC-30 was a design that was in fact designed for war. And this isn't as unusual as one might think, because we have to remember, Mon Calamari shipbuilders did build warships during the time of the Clone Wars. So it is entirely possible the MC-30 was in fact a warship design made by Mon Calamari engineers that just happened to end up serving predominantly with the Rebel Alliance. Regardless of whether or not it was a converted civilian ship or a dedicated warship, the MC-30 was considered one of the most powerful frigates in its weight class during the Galactic Civil War. At a length of 380 meters, with a crew of 850 and able to carry 95 passengers, it was certainly large enough to be considered a contender. In addition to its size, though, it also had heavy armament, carrying 6 proton torpedo launchers, which may have been of the assault variety, capital-grade torpedoes effectively designed to knock out other capital ships, as well as 16 medium turbolaser turrets, 16 twin laser cannons, and cluster bomb launchers for anti-starfighter duty. When combined with its relatively high speed of 75 megalights, this made the MC-30 an incredibly deadly combatant that easily outclassed many of its contemporaries that were also classified as frigates. However, despite these positive characteristics, the MC-30 was noted for having a few different weaknesses. Most noticeably of these was its light armor, and lack of starfighter carrying capacity. These two factors combined meant that the MC-30 was vulnerable to concentrated attack, either from larger capital ships or from dedicated bombers. Because of these vulnerabilities, the MC-30 was often either paired with other starships that did have their own starfighter capacity, or it would rely on fast maneuvering tactics, coming in quickly, firing off its torpedoes, and getting away as swiftly as possible before the enemy had time to engage it. Despite its noted fragility, the MC-30 did benefit from the same kinds of shields as other Mon Calamari designs. This meant it had multiple internal redundant shield generators. These redundant and powerful shields meant the craft was able to have a high refresh rate for its shielding, which in turn mitigated somewhat the vulnerability of the hull and its light armor. So long as it didn't lose its shields, the MC-30 was able to enact prolonged combat. However, again, that was only so long as the shields lasted. Once the shields were gone, the craft could easily be destroyed by larger Imperial warships. Ultimately, the MC-30 would have a very long career, and successful one at that, within the Rebel Alliance and later the New Republic, being one of the most common warships seen within Rebel fleets, oftentimes supporting larger ships, which in turn would provide cover for the vulnerable MC-30. It was not uncommon to see MC-30s flying alongside their larger Mon Calamari Star Cruiser brethren, with the larger cruisers providing support against heavy warships, while the MC-30 in turn provided a heavy-hitting punch with its torpedo launchers. It is unclear for how long the MC-30C ultimately served in the New Republic Navy. We see them definitely by 5 ABY. However, beyond that, we don't have any confirmed sightings. Given, though, that other contemporary and comparable designs, such as the MC-80s, as well as Nebulon B frigates, served well into the years of the New Republic, and up until the Yuuzhan War in some cases, it is entirely possible, and I would say probable, that the MC-30C was around at least until 30 ABY, if not a little bit beyond that, given its dedicated warship status. If this is indeed the case, and these ships were still around by 30 ABY, it would mean the MC-30C Frigate had one of the longest service careers of any craft that was originally used by the Rebel Alliance and later the New Republic. Alright everyone, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. There'll be more content coming. If you've got any questions or comments, by all means leave them and I'll be responding to them shortly. Until next time, this is your host Slade, and this has been Star Wars Did You Know?